Welcome to Lobby 101 training. I'm Dan Buck, grassroots organizer with NARAL Pro-Choice Minnesota.
And I'm Dana Johnson, and I'm an organizer at NARAL Pro-Choice Minnesota.
Today we're going to talk about lobbying your legislator for our Lobby Day. It's a great event. It's an opportunity for you as a citizen to get involved in the process and hold your legislators accountable.
And the biggest thing to remember is these are people just like you. They live in your district, in your neighborhood, and they're accountable to you because they're part of our communities and they want to work for you.
Okay, so I'm going to go through some nuts and bolts of lobbying your legislator, and then we're going to do a little bit of a role play so you have an idea of what to expect at your visit. So let's go over some of the basics of Pro-Choice Lobby Day. One thing is when you register online, we will set up visits with both your senator and your representative. These visits may happen in their office, they may meet outside of a committee room, they may meet outside of the floor. So your visit may have all sorts of time. When you're sitting in an office, you might have 5, 10, 15 minutes. But if you're outside of a committee hearing or a floor session, you might have to make it brief, boom, boom, boom. So the more information you can have ahead of time by looking it up on the website, the better, because you'll have a little more of an idea of what you're talking about. Your folder will have your time, your room number, and your visit. You also have name cards with that information on them that can be used as thank you notes. We strongly recommend writing a thank you note. Whether the visit went good or bad, a note to your representative and senator is always a good idea. Inside the folder, we'll have the fact sheets. There'll be 2 fact sheets, one to leave with the senator, one to leave with the representative, or if you have to meet with their legislative assistant because they can't come off the floor, you can leave it with them. And also just write a little note on the bottom, thanking them for their support, your name, contact information, that's all good. Now, as far as the meeting itself goes, please be on time. If we're pulling somebody off the floor or pulling someone out of a hearing, we will need to make sure that they know that the visit is at 1 o'clock, they'll be ready at 1 o'clock. You want to be as informed as possible. I totally get that some of this information may be a little overwhelming, so we hope that you contact us ahead of time if you would like. Or that you just simply read the fact sheets that we have online. And at the Lobby Day rally, we will also be talking about these issues. Lobby coaches may be accompanying you, may not, kind of depends. If you would like one, we'll make sure you have one. If you're totally cool with it, you've lobbied before, and you want to make the visit on your own, that's great. When you come to the visit, be professional. Remember, these are people that are in positions of authority. They are your senator, they are your representative, but they are also your neighbor and the person who lives down the street or down the block or a few miles from you, depending on where you live in Minnesota. Courteous, address them as senator or representative, and then get right to the point. You're here, you want to talk about public funding of abortion, you want to talk about stripping of family planning dollars, you want to talk about targeted regulation of abortion providers or TRAP laws, you want to talk about the issues. Sometimes they want to talk about something else. They may talk to you briefly and try to steer the direction off into, a stadium or taxes or something like that. That's fantastic. You can talk to them about that at another time. So steer right back to the conversation you want to have, and that's a conversation about what we're lobbying on today. So to kind of give you an idea what the day is like, we're going to do a little bit of a role play with both pro-choice Senator Johnson and anti-choice Senator Johnson, because it's Minnesota. We have many Johnsons in the House and Senate. So, Senator Johnson, thank you so much for meeting with me today. It was great that you made time. I really appreciate it. I'd really like to thank you for your support in the past. I know that you've stood behind women and reproductive health your entire career. It's absolutely fantastic, so thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
So, are you aware of the TRAP law that's been introduced this session?
I think you guys dropped something off at my office about that.
Okay, so TRAP laws, those regulations that like to try to close down clinics like they just did in Texas?
Yes,
Okay.
terrible.
Yeah, it is, because you know that closing clinics does not end abortion, it just ends safe abortion. So, I personally, I live up in Mora. It's it's a long drive to the cities. It really kind of hard for me to get down here, and I have a car, I have time. I can't even imagine what it'd be like for some person who may not have a car or is strapped for funds or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I want to encourage you to please stand against this and stand up for women. Is that something you could promise us to do?
Yeah, I think I can definitely do that.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to leave you with this fact sheet. It's got the bill number and everything on it. And if you have any questions, there's information on the bottom about like contacting like our executive director or other people who are other lobbyists who might be able to help you.
Okay, cool.
So thank you very much for your time. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
of course, and thanks for dropping this off.
Okay.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you. Okay, so Senator Johnson was supportive. I got her to affirm support for the bill, which is really important. Not all of them will do that. Not all the pro-choice ones will do that. And sometimes you'll have an anti who is not going to be so supportive. But we can work with that. Don't try to oversell what you know. It's okay to say I don't know the answer to that question, but I can have people follow up with you if you would like. So now we're going to meet with anti-choice Senator Johnson. Thank you for making time to meet with me today. It was really great.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you.
I'll be brief. I really, I'm here for Pro-Choice Lobby Day, and I'm here to talk about funding or defunding family planning because there's a bill to defund family planning here in Minnesota, and it's something that I really stand against. So I hope you could see why that would be bad.
Oh, okay. Pro-choice?
Yes, pro-choice lobby day, yes.
Okay, I actually have a 100% pro-life voting record, which I'm sure you know.
Well, I do know that, and obviously, we're here for Pro-Choice Lobby Day, but family planning is something that I feel like is common ground. It's something we can both agree on. That if we help women have access to birth control or other family planning services, that we can work together to reduce abortions in Minnesota. Because by simply not getting pregnant, a person may not need, obviously won't need an abortion if they're not pregnant. And by accessing things like birth control, I think we can reduce the need for abortion in the case of unplanned pregnancy. Is that something you feel like you could support?
Possibly. Yeah. Do you have something you can leave with me?
I do. I have this fact sheet. It has all the information on the proposed bill and how it could be harmful to low-income women specifically.
Oh.
But I'm really hoping that you can support this because it's both a freedom issue and personal responsibility. It's allowing women to control their fertility, but also it saves the state money. If you're reducing unplanned pregnancies, you're reducing the need for services that women might seek in those situations.
I suppose that does save us some money. Yeah.
So, do you have any questions I might be able to answer?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, if you do have questions, obviously there's contact information for people you could ask, but also, would you be interested in talking to our lobbyists maybe?
Yeah, set up a time with my LA and maybe we can figure out a time to chat.
Okay, I'll let them know. Thank you for your time. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Have a great day. Good luck.
Okay. So in that scenario, Representative or Senator Johnson, I'm sorry, I didn't need to do that. Okay. So Senator Johnson is pro-life. She's got a 100% pro-life voting record, but I tried to reach that common ground with reducing abortion or need for abortion services. I did get a little weak there at the end with maybe you could support this. Try to be a little more firm than that because even though they're anti-choice, they're still your senator, they're still your representative, and they still need to be accountable to you, and they need to know where you stand. So don't go all weak like I did at the end there. Try to remain firm. So that's basically a Lobby 101 training. If you have any questions ahead of time, you can always contact myself at NARAL Pro-Choice Minnesota. The information is all on the website. And ask any questions by email, by phone. I'm open to any of those things if it will help you at your visit. And thank you for registering. And if you haven't yet, please register at prochoicelobbyday.org. And have a great day, and we'll see you at Lobby Day.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dana.
Thank you, Dan. Also, don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and check out our website, which is prochoiceminnesota.org, for the latest updates and pictures and information on lobbying.